Hi everybody, in this video I'm going to talk about how I lost weight with Reiki. And I know you're probably thinking, what? Are you crazy? What does Reiki have to do with losing weight? That's just to relax, right? Well, let me just give you a little bit of background on where I'm coming from here. So when I was about 12, I started the whole eating disorder thing. I used to get those teen magazines, and there was this one picture of a girl measuring her waist. And I remember looking very carefully at the numbers on the tape measure, and it was like 16 inches, something crazy, maybe 20 inches. So I was like, ooh, well, I'm supposed to be 20 inches too. So I was obsessed with measuring my waist with a tape measure. And that lasted for years, maybe 3 or 4 years. And I would starve myself. I was obsessed with doing sit-ups to get my waist that little, not even realizing that I'm probably about 4 inches taller than the girl in the picture. But anyway, so I came from this background of eating disorders, and that actually lasted up through adulthood, up through a couple of years ago. And it went from starving myself to eating again, but I had this fear of food. It was like I was afraid to eat certain types of food because they would be bad for my health. But have you heard of this, where it's something that's pretty common now, where people are literally afraid to eat certain foods? And it was such an extreme thing for me that I would go back and forth from almost kind of starving myself in a way to binge eating. So back and forth, starving, binge. And it was not healthy at all. And I wouldn't say that I was like crazily overweight, but it was not healthy. And when I started learning Reiki, when I went through the training process, which is a huge spiritual cleansing, it's like major transformation, I noticed that I wasn't getting hungry as much. I wasn't getting those emotional cravings. And to that point, basically all of my eating was emotional eating. So after going through this transformation, I wasn't emotional eating anymore. I wasn't eating at nighttime, and I wasn't snacking all day long. So another thing about me before was I basically had to eat every couple of hours in order to maintain my blood sugar. Now, I wasn't technically diagnosed with anything. I know that I had like hypoglycemia or something. But after going through this process, I didn't need to do that anymore. I can go hours without eating and I'm totally fine. So that was another big thing. It's like it balanced everything out for me. I ended up losing about 15 pounds just from the Reiki. I hadn't done anything to intentionally change my diet or my exercise. So I was naturally drawn to foods that were serving me, and I was filling my soul with positive energy instead of food. So that was huge. Like I said before, I tend to go in and out of my practice, which I actually really love because it reminds me of where I want to be. And at one point recently, I had gone out of my practice, so I wasn't practicing Reiki as much on myself, wasn't meditating as much, and I started to gain weight again. And immediately when I started meditating regularly again, it was like an hour a day I was doing, I lost the weight again. I went back to my normal, healthy, ideal weight. And as long as I'm keeping up with my meditation and my Reiki practice, I easily maintain that ideal weight for myself without even thinking about it. And I've seen this happen with my clients too, and my students. They come to me and say, you know, I'm not craving as much anymore. I'm just not eating as much. And they end up losing weight. I was talking with one of my students who lost like 40 pounds since just going through Reiki 1. So I just wanted to share this with you because it's something that I haven't heard other people talk about, but it's definitely something that happens with Reiki. If you've been interested in Reiki at all, I would encourage you to go check it out and see if it's right for you. All right, well, have a fabulous day, and I will see you next time.